Man, this video is really cool and it's all about the stuff that I've been going through lately, and I'm going to share this with you as I can really feel that I can give you tips and advice. It's going to really benefit you. It's going to help you to achieve your goals this year, because what happens is people might have an idea to form a goal, but if you don't have the follow through, well, your self-esteem is going to take a hit. See, what I'm finding is, more and more people, they're getting great ideas about what they want, okay? So let's say you get an idea, you initially get really excited about it, yet perhaps you're struggling to take consistent action, and before long, your confidence takes a hit. So here's the thing, if you want to achieve your goals, you've got to be in your power, okay? Meaning you're feeling confident, you're feeling on purpose, and you're making progress towards your goals consistently. Then, if you're not doing these things, man, good luck trying to achieve goals. So what's the point of even having goals? See, achieving goals is all about being in an empowered state, and it's believing in yourself. See, when you're living into your potential, anything is possible, and it's that feeling of making progress and constantly showing up for yourself and for the people around you that's going to make achieving your goals a reality. Yet the issue is, when you set goals, even if you doubt them, like you doubt you can achieve them, you doubt yourself, then your chances of reaching them are actually pretty much zero, right? So this video is going to be a two-parter, okay? So this video is about how to step into your power so you can actually achieve your goals. And next week, we're going to set achievable and really fun DJ goals. And we're going to talk about visualizing and manifesting. It's going to help you to feel on purpose, and it's going to inspire you to take regular action. Honestly, these are the most important videos you're going to watch all year. I know there's self-improvement stuff out there, but man, this is relating to you as DJs. Man, I'm really excited to actually share this. Okay, I would say the number one thing people are ashamed of that's affecting their self-esteem and robbing you of your energy is the inability to take action. Now, don't worry, okay? I get it completely. You're getting caught up in your life and you're unintentionally developed a habit of feeling like you should be doing more. And before you know it, that feeling of should be doing more becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, and you're in this loop of like should be doing more. It's like should be's, and you feel shit on yourself. See, the thing is, because you're not actually taking action on ideas that once excited you, you start to feel off purpose and you lose momentum. And this can then have a ripple effect on every area of your life. See, let's face it, the feeling of you should be doing more day in, day out is crippling, and it's what's keeping you stuck. So how do we step into our power? The truth is, I think a lot about power, okay? But not like power over people, okay? That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the power to believe in yourself, the power to love bravely without being the fear of being hurt or rejected, the power to play a live set without being paralyzed by fear in case you make a fool of yourself, but most importantly, the power for you to show up for yourself. I believe personal power comes down to three main ingredients. Number one, being on purpose. Number two, discipline. And number three, equanimity. Stick with me, okay? Because this shit can change your life, and couple in the tools I'm about to give you to break the procrastination pattern. This could honestly be the most important video, all year. I know people say that, but this is stuff that I think is really beneficial. Finding and knowing your purpose has the power to save all your relationships, including, and maybe most importantly, the relationship that you have with yourself. And what I mean by this is, let's say you fall in love with someone, okay, and you don't have a purpose. Then it's easy to unwittingly make your new partner your purpose, the center of your life. Yet that puts so much strain on your relationship as your power is tied into another person. Now, this actually happened to me recently. I'm in love, okay? And I realized if we broke up, I was going to be crushed because she was my center of my life. And I realized to be in my power, I had to kind of realign myself with my goals and ambitions. And by working on something greater than myself, I could then turn up fully for her, for myself. And that's what people find attractive. The funny thing is, when you're on purpose, you think less about the relationship, and that it actually gives the relationship like space to kind of like grow organically, and that gives it room to like flourish. And I've seen my relationship thrive because of this, and because you have your own goals that you are actively pursuing with passion, you become more attractive and you become magnetic. Now, by having a purpose, you're also showing up for yourself, and that builds self-trust. So what happens if you don't know your purpose, okay? And let's say you don't have a passion to pursue. My advice is you need to start trusting and even observing the ideas that you have that light you up and inspire you. Now, I lived my whole life like with this concept, okay? So when I was 22, I had this idea that really excited me to start a weekly nightclub event. And everyone thought, I was delusional, but fuck, I'm right. I trusted the idea, and that event, right, went on to run every single Friday night for 12 years and allowed me to quit my job to become a full-time DJ and nightclub promoter. Now, sure, 100%, there's times where doubts creep in. As personally, when I was running the club, there were sometimes quiet nights, and it tested my perseverance. Yet I find when you hold true to the ideas that initially lit you up, and you believe that when you get an idea that really excites you, that it already exists within you, and all you need to do is get out of your own way and allow it to come through you as an expression of who you are, then you can start the process of self-trust, and you can begin moving in the direction of your dreams with an unwavering commitment to see your idea that you got excited about. That's important, that you got excited about this idea. You see it through to the end, and better yet, you start taking action. Let's face it, right? Confidence comes from action, and action is the middleman between your ideas and manifesting them into physical form. I suggest we look at discipline in a whole new way, okay? Everyone's tried it, and when they fail, they think, fuck it, right? Why even bother? And again, fuck that, man. Discipline, it's a muscle. So you use it enough, and it's going to get strong, and it's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. All discipline is repeating a new behavior until it becomes habit. And once it's a habit, you naturally do it without needing to be disciplined. It becomes your new natural base point. See, the issue is, right, you already have habits in place that are already your natural base point. And the chances are, if you're watching this, right, those habits are keeping you stuck and they're holding you back. But how do you retrain old habits with new ones? Okay, so you first need to be super clear on what you want, what excites you, and then commit to taking daily action. Now, I know this quote, okay, and it's widespread and you've probably heard it before, but there are two types of pains that drive human behavior. The pain of regret, that you look back on your life, even the week or even the year, and you think about all the missed opportunities and wasted time, and you have an inside knowing, right, that you didn't live up to your potential, okay? Or the pain of discipline, which means choosing long-term goals over short-term dopamine hits and distractions, which the world is geared towards right now. Knowing that if you make short-term sacrifices and stay committed to your goals, your life is going to open up to more exciting opportunities and experiences. So which is it, okay? Are you going to sit around and do fuck all with your life and choose Netflix or social media over a life you're proud of, okay? Or are you going to make this the year where you change everything? See, your life is at stake. And if you can be on purpose and have the discipline to stay committed to your goals, then honestly, your life is going to transform in every single area as your confidence and self-belief soars and everything starts to feel possible. But here's the thing, how can you beat the procrastination, even getting started? Okay, so I have a few cool tips. So number one, I did a really cool video a while back about procrastination that got a huge response. And I know personally from all the comments I've received that this technique has turned it all around for a lot of people, okay? Now, the concept is, and stick around because I got more, okay? But this first concept is you commit to 40 days of taking some kind of action towards your goal. So let's say you want to master DJing. Then flex your getting started muscles for 40 consecutive days. And if you miss a single day, you have to start again. The thing is, you don't have to do much, okay? It's more about taking that first step. So even if you only do 5 minutes, okay? And let's say, you're feeling a bit lazy, you don't want to get off the couch. You could spend 5 minutes finding music, or playing around with music in your DJ software, and perhaps even just finding 2 songs that go well together and putting them into an order and start building a playlist, okay? Any action is okay. This is all about just flexing your getting started muscles. Now, yeah, sure, ideally you do more than 5 minutes, but the goal is getting started. And just by getting started, you're going to feel better about yourself as you are taking action. And after 40 consecutive days, you could be a new person and have made significant progress. But just remember, 40 consecutive days. So if you get to 39 days and miss a day, well, then you start again, okay? And the goal is you might have to start again a few times, but start again straight away. Keep it rolling, but it just gets you used to getting started. And then even by getting started, you start feeling better about yourself. Let's say you commit to 1 hour a day. Again, 5 minutes at first is okay, but once you've flexed your getting started muscles and you've retrained your habits, the goal ideally would be to spend an hour, okay, on developing a new skill, like working on your DJing. And by doing so, that time adds up. So 1 hour a day equals 7 hours per week and 28 hours per month, or 365 hours in a year. Now, sure, at first, okay, you're going to be fumbling around and you may not be making full use of your hour. But even after a few days of doing this, you're going to start to build momentum, especially if you do it at the same time each day. You make a commitment, you're following through on your commitments, your self-esteem is going to soar. But you could even program this as something that you look forward to, not just something you have to do, like it's a part of your new identity. But think about just fitting this in, because people are like, how do I fit in? Think about how much time you're currently wasting watching Netflix or scrolling on your phone. See, you can find and dedicate 1 hour to developing your passions. And the reason people don't do this is they underestimate the power of making small steps. They prefer the comfort of the familiar, even if it is robbing them of their life and self-esteem. They're afraid of failing, or they've conditioned themselves to believing they don't have enough time. But here's the thing, if you actually did 1 hour a day, imagine how far you could come with your DJing. So forget the pressure of outcome, like where it's going to lead. Just focus how good you will feel through making continued progress towards your goal. You're going to feel on purpose, and this is then going to help you to release your resistances and step into your natural state. Powerful, confident, magnetic. Okay, so now you're feeling juiced up, okay? But you may be thinking, well, when am I going to find the time? Now, I all think we know by now, right? I'm a full-blown hippie into astrology, living outside of Byron Bay in Mullumbimby, and I'm into manifesting and all that. So I'm just going to talk it straight, okay? I find it more difficult to focus when everyone else is awake. Now, perhaps I'm subconsciously tuning into the collective consciousness, but either way, the hours before people wake up, or even the hours once people have gone to sleep, I find are really powerful. And I read this article recently that said every hour spent before 6 a.m. is the equivalent of 3 hours, like on focus and how much you can get done. And every hour between 6 and 9 a.m. is the equivalent of 2 hours. So if I work from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., that's the equivalent of a full day's work. Now, right now, I'm making this video at 6 a.m., but the thing is, by waking up early and prioritizing my passion first, man, you set this tone for the whole day and you generally become more productive. You then very, very quickly, right, feel really, really good about yourself as you're making progress, and this makes you feel on purpose and you begin to transform. You no longer need discipline. You've actually raised your personal standards, and by being in your power, man, it just becomes who you are. Like I've been doing this, and that's why I had to share this, because I'm like, oh my God, like not only am I flexing my getting started muscles, not only am I doing an hour, I'm doing 3 before 8 o'clock, and then I ride that buzz, and then the rest of the day, instead of going through the day going, say you put it off to later, gives yourself more time to talk yourself out of it. Doing it early, but let's say early is like, oh, that's wigging you out. They say for night owls, say you do it late at night, you wake up the next day, you carry it with you. It's powerful. Now at this stage, you're making progress, but you have to be careful not to fall back into old sabotaging patterns. And this means being aware of your emotions and your reactions and trust the world is happening for you and things are not happening to you. See, too often we try to control what happens to avoid pain, yet it's the controlling situations and wanting them to go a certain way or for people to act a certain way that creates resistance in our lives. See, it's our ability to remain calm, composed, and balanced regardless of external circumstances. This is where our true power lives, okay? So if you really want to step into your power this year, you can't be so caught up in the outer world and what happens. You need to work on yourself and develop a powerful stillness and an embodied presence that's going to keep you on purpose and disciplined even when life gets hard. See, if you can get distracted by the simplest of things and that distraction affects your sense of emotional balance, then you're right back reacting to what happens as opposed to consciously creating what happens. So equanimity is staying cool when things aren't going your way. So for instance, let's say you're playing live and perhaps, the crowd isn't vibing. So instead of spiraling, okay, you keep your cool and you adjust without reacting. Now, I remember when I was younger, my grandma used to really like watching tennis and I'd sit there with her, right? And, this tennis player, Roger Federer, I'm not very good pronouncing my R's, sorry, but he made an impression on me as although he wasn't completely emotionless, as no doubt he did show passion and at times a little frustration, yet most of the time he stayed really composed under pressure and maintained this really powerful and graceful demeanor regardless of how things were going for him. Like he'd lose and he'd just be like staying cool. Other people were like all over the shop. He was like staying cool, kind of like in Top Gun, like the Iceman, not easily rattled under pressure. So imagine if we could cultivate these traits, how much power we would have, how people would feel supported just by being around us as we hold this powerful space. We're present, we're in our power, always steadied, always embodied. See, metaphorically speaking, we should approach it like this. Our minds, okay, become like calm lakes where if we throw out stones, and let's say, metaphorically speaking, the stones are our intentions, and we watch them then through the still lake, these intentions ripple out as they manifest into our inner and outer worlds. As opposed to, let's say, a rough sea full of thoughts that's just like, whoa, that could capsize us at any moment. And we just get lost into the nothingness of waves of our reactions forever. Now, I'm not saying be emotionless. Just be mindful that life is 10% what happens and 90% how we react to it. And usually reacting is unproductive and it's just going to take you out of your power. So practice being mindful of your responses, being present in the moment and learn to observe. Even fully feel your thoughts and emotions, looking for the lessons they're teaching you without being at their mercy. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, all of this is way easier said than done. And this could actually be a life goal as opposed to something you achieve overnight. But either way, if you truly want to be in your power and stay in your power this year, you need to start detaching yourself from the outcome and be grateful for what you already have right now. Celebrate it, If you focus on the gap between you and your goals or comparing yourself to other people, man, you're going to capsize. Yeah, if you focus on what you're already achieving and celebrate the small wins moment to moment, the journey becomes as joyful as the destination. And man, life just becomes so much better. 100% though, hold tight to your vision and move towards a vision that excites you, but let go of how you get there. Don't stress over the things you can't control. Accept the good and the bad and enjoy the processes. Honestly, it's usually the difficult times that bring the greatest lessons. So instead of reacting and then diverting the conversation from the issue that's trying to teach you the lesson, what happens? People react and it becomes all about the reaction. So try to look at each situation objectively and try to get the lesson of what that moment is teaching you. So for instance, let's say you're playing a party and the DJ before you just won't get off and give you your set time, okay? This happened to me recently. Now, instead of creating a big scene, accept that he or she are acting out of integrity, but don't match their behavior, which would mean throwing away your power. Always, always, always hold on to your power. And if that means I don't play, man, so be it. Be willing to walk away like the Iceman, not rattled. And that means you let go of the attachment as well. At the end of the day, right, nothing is more important than your personal power. And the only way to be truly powerful is to be present to what is and not reacting to what you feel is missing. See, if you focus and react, you only fuel the situation and create more experiences to match your frequency, like what you're tuning into. Okay, see, another common example is you feel you can't get started, okay? But to make it worse, you then put all this emotional weight on it. And by being extra harsh and critical on yourself, and by doing so, you're throwing away your equilibrium and you become your own worst enemy. See, if you're always critical on yourself, and let's say, over time, that can become your set point and you become this self-loathing victim that blames the world and everyone in it for your failures, okay? See, fuck that, man. Step into your power. But by being your power, it means being grateful for whatever is, like whatever happens, even if it's an opportunity just to practice patience and compassion, okay? Now, just quickly, another way people lose their balance is they focus on the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. See, remember, where attention goes, energy flows. So by focusing on the gap, not only does the gap become bigger and more pronounced, but you also lose your emotional balance as you start feeding the problem. So instead, trust that the world is happening for you and not to you, and you are exactly where you need to be right now. Now, even if you're in pain, that pain can be used to motivate yourself to make changes that last, okay? So through being mindful of your emotions and reactions and committing to trusting that the universe is unfolding for you perfectly, you develop this unwavering belief in yourself that can't be taken from you if someone doesn't like your post, okay? So try and be like the bird that sings its song and doesn't care who listens or what people think, okay? Instead, sing your song because it's who you are. It's how you express yourself. Too often we're taught as kids to pipe down, or perhaps we conform to fit in. Fuck that again, man. It's time to stand out, but you don't stand out through reacting. Like the tennis player Roger Federer, you stand out with a silent power of mystery and strength that demands attention through the sheer power of your presence. But you see me, like you could think, well, fuck, this guy's not a equanimous. He's moving around. He's like, well, I'm passionate. But then I've been tested lately. There has been things that have happened. But, I'm getting better at it. Like it's not always perfect, but I didn't respond when the person didn't come off. I actually kind of was calm and I thought, you know what? I didn't even really need to play. And through letting go, then actually the guy kind of, it all sort of worked out for me. But if I resisted, that would have created more tension and things wouldn't have gone my way. So by letting go, and they say, let go, let God, whatever, but let go and allow life to happen instead of trying to control it. It works a lot better that way. See, here's the thing, right? I know this is getting long, but just finishing up on this bit's important. So by remaining equanimous, your goals come through you as an expression of who you are. But the thing that prevents us from reaching our potential is the resistance that we bring to life. Now, I read something recently that really resonated with me, and it said, our natural state is actually confidence and abundance. So this means confidence and magnetism and all the things you want are not things that we need to try to get outside of us. It's actually who we are. But the thing that stops us from being in these natural states is our resistance to what happens. So it's like holding a plastic bottle underwater. If you let go, you're going to naturally float up. So let go, stop reacting, and through letting go, you naturally become more magnetic and abundant and confident because you're letting go of your resistances, and by doing so, you're allowing your true self to shine through. So be unashamedly you. Fuck fitting in, it's time to stand out, but not from a place of ego, but a place of love and acceptance for whatever is. Grateful that you get to share this human experience with other beautiful beings going through the exact same shit as you. So give them and yourself the love that you deserve. It's time to break the pattern and step into your true power, man. You've got this. We'll do it together. We've both got this. It's getting late now, hey now. Enough of the arguments. She Okay, so this video got kind of long, okay, went kind of deep, okay, and it was more about having the power to actually achieve your goals. That's my intention for you, is honestly, what's the point in having DJ goals, or any goals for that matter, if you don't actually have the personal power to achieve them? You're not in the right state. See, state comes first, then strategy. See, if you come from the same place over and over, man, and you do the same stuff day in, day out, and you're not getting the results that you want, you need to change your strategy, but then you need to be in the right state. So here's the thing, let's break the pattern of being yourself, okay? And if you truly want to achieve your goals and step into your potential, it does mean being on purpose, taking disciplined action, okay, no matter how small, every single day, until that becomes your new standard. And then learn to consciously create your experience instead of reacting to what happens. Thanks for being cool with the odd mindset video. I know the power of this stuff personally, as I've done it myself, and my goals are not just to step into my own power this year, but to take you with me so we can live into our potential together. Anyway, I'm going to do another video next week on setting some really fun and achievable DJ goals for the year. So if you can, man, sub now, you know, anyway, sub if you can, comment, like, so the algorithm puts me in your feed. As, I have a lot planned for us this year, and if you trust me to be your tutor and mentor, I'm not going to lead you astray. Anyway, we've so got this with a lot of love and gratitude. I really appreciate the support, and okay, your friend and coach, Andrew. Cheers.